Welcome back to Brazen Brits. My name is Lawrence. Natalie isn't here. Natalie is in the UK visiting some family. So I think she might be uploading a couple of videos on the members only section, so check those out. But today I want to do something completely different. Never said that before, but I'm going to do something completely different. And for the last 25 years I have worked in IT security. So I've worked either for or with some of the biggest companies in the world. Now there's real basic things that you can do to protect yourself and your data and your friends and your money. So let's roll the intro and I'll quickly run over the 5 things you can do to make sure you're safe.
Really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. Ooh, I just wonder.
Alright, 2 things before I start. Number 1, this is not going to be massively technical. I'm not going to get into that, so anyone who is a nerd like me, there's some things I'm not going to explain because it's just too technical for anyone who doesn't work in IT security or IT in general. So I'm just going to make it real quick, real basic. So if you're new to IT or you're not familiar with PCs and things like that and security and what you can do to help yourself, this video is for you. Second thing, this is not sponsored at all. I'm not sponsored by a VPN. I'm not sponsored by an antivirus, nothing at all. There are affiliate links for some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to put that down here, just to be 100% transparent and honest about the things we're talking about. Okay, so quickly, let's just talk about what the bad guys want. Honestly, it's money. It all comes down to money. It always does. Initially, when viruses first came out, they were just a nuisance. The attackers hadn't really figured out how to monetize it or make money from it. So that was back in, what, the 90s, 2000s. And everyone had, when it got really bad, everyone had antivirus, right? Now, they want anything. They either want access to your contacts, to your information, to your banking, to your other websites, to your friends. They want everything. They just want all the information. They can either sell it. For example, you can buy a credit card, so a stolen credit card, for about $5 online. This used to be in the dark web. You can pretty much get it anywhere now. So just a credit card, simple things from a credit card to intellectual property from a large company, you know, like the code for their software, something like that. But for you guys, we're talking about more like the smaller stuff like the credit cards. So, all right, the number 1 tip. Everyone hates this tip, and I can guarantee you that there are many of you watching this that do this every single day, and that is to have the same email and password for every single website you join. Now, let me just explain why this is so bad. Imagine you have the same email and password for your PayPal, your banking, your Facebook, your email, and your Chick-fil-A or McDonald's rewards. So let's just say, people always worry about like the banks getting hacked, but let's just say Chick-fil-A gets hacked and they steal your username and password. Okay? No big deal. Who cares? What they're going to use your points to buy a chicken sandwich or something. I don't know. The problem is that they will use that exact same combination for all the other websites. They will try it on Gmail. They will try it on Navy Federal. They will try it on all of the different websites that you can think of. Your Chase account, everything like that. And the problem is they're going to be successful. And the thing is, they don't do this manually. So they will steal your username and password, and then they will automatically, within seconds, try it on every other website. So the big one there is that if they get into your email, a lot of websites like your banking, if you say forgot password or you can't get in, you hit reset password and it goes to your email account, in which case the hackers have that. So if they have your email account, then essentially they could have access to all of your other things. So tip number 1, I know it's a pain, have different password for every single website you use. But hold on, Lawrence, how am I meant to remember every single password for everything you use? Now there's a few tricks, there's a few things that only you know. Maybe you have the first bit is the same and then you change it for the end, for so something like password 1 Facebook, password 1 eBay. It's better, it's not ideal. Really, you want it a completely random string that you're never going to remember. In which case, if you wanted to do that, there are software packages that you can download and it will manage your passwords for you. So, for example, not affiliated or sponsored in any way, I use 1Password. So what that is, I have 1Password to log into this software. I have it on my phone, I have it online, I have it on my PC and my laptop. And basically you have 1Password to go in, and then it stores all of your other passwords. So it's very easy. It will also automatically propagate, so if you try to log into whatever Chase Bank or something, it will recognize that and it will put the details in for you. So you never need to remember the passwords for that. You just need to remember that one main password. There are other password managers around. Lastpass is another common one. Lastpass actually got hacked a few months ago, so I used to use Lastpass. I really liked it. They did get hacked recently, which is still a risk, but you know. And so anyway, these are really simple to use, really simple, and they're very cheap typically. I think 1Password was something like $12 a year. Okay, this one's going to sound more technical. So number 3 is two-factor authentication. The problem is, in IT and cybersecurity, we always try and name things to sound really confusing and just confusing and probably, I don't know, smart, I guess. Anyway, two-factor authentication is very simple. It means that you need 2 bits of information or 2 things to be able to log into a website. Actually 3. So let's say you go to Gmail, has two-factor authentication, whether you knew that or not. So basically what that does is you have your email address, you have your password, and you need something else. So normally that's something you have. So the password is something you know, and you need something else that you have. Now there's a few different ways of doing this, and everyone would have experienced this at some point. And it's normally something like a text. It will be a code that is text to your phone on a different method other than your memory. So the reason why this is important, imagine you're in a Starbucks, you're traveling, you've got no signals, you go to Starbucks to use the internet, you log into your Gmail or whatever it is, put in your email address and your password, you're in. Fantastic. The problem is that the lady next to you is watching what you're typing, so she now has your password, so she can just go in and log in. However, with two-factor, what it will do, Gmail does a few different ways you can do this, is you put in your email address, your password, and then it will text you. Or if you have the Gmail app, it will come up with a Gmail app. Would you like to log in? Now this means that if the girl next to you has stolen your email address and password, and she goes home and tries to log into your email that night to, I don't know, log into your bank or something, she won't be able to, because you will get the text alerting you that someone is trying to log in. And if it's not you, then you know it's not you. So two-factor authentication, nearly every single website has this. A lot of them really encourage you to do it, and I suggest that you do it as well. Two-factor is probably one of the most secure things that has been invented in the last 10 years probably. So two-factor authentication, or sometimes multi-factor authentication. Number 4, trust no one. Now you're constantly going to get emails with links and things, for example, I don't know, Amazon or your bank or PayPal or something. They will have links in the email address. Now sometimes you may even get links from your friends who are a trusted source, because you know that if Natalie sends me a link, then I know that she wouldn't send me anything malicious or anything that's going to steal my information. However, if they've been hacked and you don't know how secure they are, they could have been hacked, and so it's the hackers are using them to get to their friends. So I don't know, let's say John, my buddy John, sent me a link saying, hey, check this out. You click on it, it might bring up a legit thing like an Amazon page. So it could be, hey Lawrence, check out this product on Amazon, you should buy one. Send it to me, I click on the link, it opens a page that looks just like Amazon. I put in my username and password, bang, doesn't go anywhere, because it's a fake link and the website looks like Amazon, exactly like Amazon, but it's not. So here's something that I do that I don't expect everyone to do, but never click on links on any emails from anyone ever. So if he says that there is a link on Amazon to go to here, then you could just go to the Amazon website. Another option is there are some URL checkers that you can go to, and basically what they do is they go to the website and they see if it's fake or there's anything wrong with it, and they will basically stop you from going there. And finally, tip number 5, keep your software up to date. Everyone ignores it. If you use Chrome, there's a little thing in the top right that says update and restart, and you're I don't want to restart my browser. But honestly, almost, I mean, I'm going to guess that 90% of software releases and updates is security patches. A lot of times hackers will try and figure out how they can basically, you know, hack into different softwares or websites or something like that. And so Chrome is one of those big things. You do everything through Chrome. For example, there is now an add-on for Chrome that people will get you to install, and then it's able to read all of your emails if you log into Gmail or some webmail. So they put a browser update out to stop add-ons like that from actually being able to see all of your information. So it's not just, you know, your browser. Keep your PC up to date. Windows puts out a lot of security updates. Mac puts out a lot of security updates. It's really important, and it really stops you know, people from getting a backdoor into your PC. Software updates. All right, I got 2 more tips as well, and one of them is a question I know everyone's asking. But the first one is, if I go to a website and the little padlock is in the top left next to the address, that means it's safe, right? Yeah, it means it's really safe. What that means is the connection between your PC and the website is secure. No one can steal the stuff. It's all encrypted. So it's basically transferred into code, into a special code on your machine, and then when it goes to the website, they're the only people who can uncode that and get your information. Things like login details. So never log into a website unless the padlock is there, because it's not secure, so someone can steal that information whilst it's going through the wire. However, here's the thing. This was the case about 10 years ago. That padlock, all that means is that that website owner has gone to a special whatever distributor of these little padlock things to make sure that their website is secure. Now, this used to be a big thing like 10 years ago. Only the big websites would have this because it was expensive and difficult to implement. It's easy now. I could do it. I think it's about $5 to get that padlock. I could have our own website, put that padlock on there. Our Brazen Brits website does not have a login or any details. We never ask you to share details, and so it's basically meaningless. Because if you go to a fake, let's say you go to a fake Amazon or Gmail website because your buddy or your kids or something sent you a link, you click on the link, it goes to a fake Amazon website, you look at the padlock, oh, it must be right, it's Amazon, right? No, it just means that that fake Amazon website is secure between you and the website. So you put your information in, they can still seal it. So the padlock literally means nothing in the security world anymore. Second tip and question that people always ask, do I need a VPN? Do you need it on your phone, on your PC, on your router? Do you need a VPN? This is a really long subject, so I'm going to keep this really simple. I know you nerds out there are either going to agree or disagree, but honestly, for everyday user, a VPN is just not necessary. It has its benefits, but honestly, for if you're just streaming, doing basic web browsing, things like that, you really don't need it. I have a VPN. It makes me feel secure on certain things. It also means, not that I do this very often, but it also means that I can trick a website trick a website to think that I'm in the UK. Only reason I'd use this for is because certain UK companies will block people from other countries going to their website. Here's an example. When we moved over from the UK to the US, I didn't cancel my national lottery subscription, and so I tried to log in from the US and it wouldn't let me, so I could not cancel it. So I had to get a VPN, tell the VPN, make it look like I'm from the UK, and then it let me log in. This works for streaming services too, so if you want to watch UK TV, like BBC iPlayer, which is basically the BBC, all the BBC TV programs online. BBC iPlayer, you probably won't be able to watch it here. There is certain things here because there's BBC America now, but the typical UK general programming schedule, you cannot watch it from here. However, go to the VPN, tell them to say, I look like I'm from the UK, and you can watch BBC iPlayer, ITV Player, Channel 4 Player, all of the Sky Player, all of this lot. So that's a trick. Also, if you're in a different country, you want to watch American TV shows, something like HBO. If you go to the UK, log in to HBO, it won't let you watch it because you're in the UK. Do the VPN, tell it you're in the US, you can watch that. Now, there are a bunch of security reasons for the VPN. I'm not going to go into all of that right now. If you want a video on that, I will do another one, but it's way too advanced. The thing is, if you want a VPN, get it. It's not a problem. You can do that, but honestly, for the everyday user who's just doing browsing and watching a bit of TV, it's not worth it. All right, so just to recap, number one, have different passwords for every website. You can use the same, login name or anything like that, but just have different passwords for every single website. Number two, you won't be able to remember those passwords because everyone has a login for hundreds of websites. So if that is the case, then you might want to get yourself a password manager. Like I said, there are plenty of them out there. The one that I use that I'm very happy with is 1Password. Another one that's a bit easier to use is Lastpass, but like I said, I do worry about that because they were hacked recently. Number three, use two-factor authentication. This is where the website will send you a code to your cell phone or your email address, or you can have special authenticator apps which give you a one-time password, so you could use that as well, but typically the text one is probably the easiest and most common for everyone. Number four, be careful when clicking links, even if they're from your friends. They're not always legit, so just be careful. I will put a URL checker or a couple of URL checkers below that if you are worried about a dodgy link, you can just put it in there, hit go, and it will tell you whether it is dodgy or not. And then number five, keep your software up to date. That includes your operating system and any software packages that you have. Things like Office or your Google Chrome browser or your Firefox or your Edge browser or anything like that. Just do the updates because they're mainly for security. Right, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I hope you took in some of the information. These 5 things are something that will keep you and your family safe online. Natalie will be back next week, so and then we'll be hitting the road very soon. I have some work to do on the rig that I'm excited to share with you, but I can't right now because it's still a complete mess in there. I have to get that finished before Natalie comes back from the UK. But we will be heading out soon, so we'll be back to the RV stuff next week. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'm going to put a playlist up here that I think you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please hit like, and there is a thanks button. Also, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and thank you to everyone who has become a Braziere to support a couple of tits and hit that join button. You can also do the same. All right, I think that's it. Stay safe. I'll see you next week.